I'm sorry to be coming quite late in this debate. I hadn't realised we were getting so close to the end. But I do rise, if I may, to speak in support of the Noble Lord Collins Amendment 20 and the Noble Lord Fox's amendment at 40. I regret also I've been unable to be in my seat earlier stages before today, but I'm grateful that my Right Reverend friends, the Bishops of London and St Edmunds and Ipswich, have passed on the concerns that I've got. I believe these amendments 20 and 40 are absolutely invaluable. If this bill is, in my view, regrettably to become law, we must have all necessary consultation and evidence gathering before it. Noble Lord Collins Amendment 20 requires that an assessment of health, safety, performance in the affected sector is made prior to minimum service regulations, and that's critical. Indeed, if we look over this last winter, as other lords have said, it's a valid question to ask whether what might be considered a minimum service level is reached on a daily basis, even when there's not a strike going on. But I think by assessing the level of service provided in periods when the service isn't affected by strike action and requiring that to cover the most recent 12 months, I think that does create an important benchmark. And on the Noble Lord Fox's Amendment 40, I think that's a very necessary review of the impact that there will be on recruitment and retention of staff. Research from the TUC suggests that recruitment and retention crisis is ongoing. Something like 2/5 of public servants say the implications of this bill have made them more likely to consider leaving their job in the next 3 years. We have a crisis in many sectors of vacancies. This isn't going to help. My Lords, earlier today, the Noble Lord Goddard asked a very pertinent question about the performance on the West Coast Rail Line, and I was glad to be able to ask a supplementary to that. If nothing else, that exchange should have made clear to every one of us in this House there is absolutely no point setting a minimum service level for strike days when current performance is so depleted. Such poor provision of services, often exacerbated by the low morale consequent upon poor or aggressive management practices, means that acceptable minimum levels of service are just not available to customers or to the public, even on normal working days. My Lords, there's a duty upon all of us who govern our nations to go beyond the most basic economic calculations when we're legislating, to do so for the common good and human flourishing, something set out in the teaching of many religious denominations. My Lords, this bill, as drafted, fails that duty.